The gloves are off. The blame game has begun after India's poor show in shooting for the fourth straight day in the Olympics. National Rifle Association of India chief Raninder Singh said they are disappointed with the results and will make significant changes.
Shooting was touted as India's biggest medal hope at Tokyo 2020. And yet after 4 days, India have nothing to show for in shooting. World number ones and world number twos in their ranks, and yet only one Saurabh Chaudhary managed to reach the final among them all. So who really is responsible for this debacle at Tokyo 2020? According to National Rifle Association of India chief Raninder Singh, who also happens to be Punjab CM Captain Amarinder Singh's son, the coaches are the problem. Clearly because he announced in Tokyo that there'll be an overhaul of the coaching staff.
We are going to see an overhaul of the Indian coaching staff for sure. We are no longer going to be held at ransom because the period of ransom is over. Evaluation is there for everyone. You think it is only evaluation of the athlete who's happening? Then maybe evaluation hoegi.
Highlighting how there has been friction between the players and the coaches, Raninder gave the example of Manu Bhaker and Deswal Rana. He said he tried to make them work together, but it did not happen.
Both of them didn't get on. It was not only Deswal. The other side also was not willing to work with him because of various instances that they both cited. The girl cited something, the parents cited something, Deswal in his defense cited something. I tried twice.
But the question is, why should Raninder Singh himself go scot-free? After all, if there were issues between coach Deswal Rana and the shooters, why didn't he sort them out in time? Who is responsible for that? The truth is that the shooting contingent at the last Olympics was different. The coaching staff was different. But the result in Tokyo is the same. The only common factor though, both in Rio and in Tokyo, is Raninder himself. He was the shooting body chief then, he's the shooting body chief now. So why shouldn't he take the responsibility for such a poor show? India demands answers, not scapegoats made by federation presidents to save their own skin. Sports Bureau, India Today.
I want to cut across immediately to my colleague Boria Mazumdar, a consulting editor who's reporting live right now from Tokyo following India's campaign in Tokyo for Olympics. Boria, thank you for joining us. The question, Boria, this is just bizarre. You know, we've had our hopes pinned on our shooting contingent. We've come up a cropper and now the blame game begins. It's classic what happens every time during Olympics.
It does. And you tend to sort of ask yourself, why is it that this gets repeated? But, and I was hearing our view. Of course, Raninder is accountable, absolutely accountable. Everybody is. This is public expenditure. This is public money that is being used by the federation on our athletes. So everybody who is spending public money and, promoting a sport in India is accountable because we the fans, we the media, we the journalists, people in the country expect results. And unless you deliver, that's the ultimate. I mean, you just cannot say, oh, you know what, they are talented. A 13-year-old has won a gold. A 15-year-old has won a gold. A 14-year-old has won a gold. So it's not about kids. Nobody is a kid, Preeti. A 17, 18, 19-year-old athlete is no longer a kid. Many such kids have won gold medals at the Olympic Games. So I am absolutely gutted at what I've seen and what I've heard. I mean, to put it on record, apparently there were multiple meetings where there were blame games in Raninder's house. Apparently there was a meeting involving the coaches, Deswal, Manu Bhaker, Manu's parents. And there was atrociously ugly sort of statements made by every quarter. I do not even want to say them on national television. Now, if this is what Indian shooting is all about, then God save the sport. My point is, you've got to have a transparent system. Get the best people. If Deswal Rana doesn't work, so be it. If ultimately it is about accountability, and Raninder too is absolutely equally accountable to everybody. But also one has to say that Raninder did not select the team. He gave the best possible facilities to the shooters. They went to Croatia to train despite the pandemic. So they actually had the best facilities. This time round, if anybody turns up to me and says, oh, we did not have the facilities, we did not have the coaches, that is total nonsense. So India had money, India had facilities, India had everything going their way, but the ultimate end result is 0 medals. That is why the anger is that much more palpable as far as I'm concerned. Still, we've got our hopes pinned on the 25-meter. Rahi Sarnobat and Manu Bhaker both in good form. I had a 2-hour chat with the athletes and the coaches today, trying to understand what's going wrong. Manu, for example, told me I put too much pressure on myself. And now, in fact, as you and I speak, I can tell you this, that the coaches have sent her to the beauty parlor to de-stress. Just saying, go, there is a life beyond shooting. You're a 19-year-old, just disappear. Forget about it for the day and come back and do some training tomorrow, leading into the contest day after. De-stress and get this out of your system. So we've got to see what transpires day after.
All right, Bore, we're going to keep coming back to you. Thank you. For joining us. Meanwhile, I want to quickly shift focus to the other big development that we are tracking very closely.